and I woke up in the side of the road. You know, I had loads of money on me, and they never robbed me or anything like that. I don't know how long I was there. And apparently they stabbed me in my face, right below my eye. I didn't even realise that. And then I went to the McDonald's on Tottenham Court Road, and I ordered a burger, and the guy was looking at me. So I was saying to the guy, "What are you looking at me like that for, man?" You know what I mean? And he's looking at me, he's walking, but he's looking at the stab wound I had in my eye and the blood coming out of my face. So I said to him, "What, are you gay or something? Do you fancy me? What's wrong with you?" And he said, "No, brother, I don't offend you, I don't anything, but could you just go and have a look in the mirror?" Because there's mirrors in there. When I looked in the mirror, I saw it, and he said, "You know, you're hurt, somebody's done something." So I said, "I was sorry about that." So anyway, I went on the high street, got arrested the night, put in a police cell. They let me out because they said, you know, they can't arrest me for offensive weapon. And then I went on, it's only when I went on I realised that one of the guys actually busted my head. Because when I took off my shirt, I had all blood down the back of my shirt. And, you know, I hadn't prayed in years because, you know, growing up in the Jamaican community, you know, West Indian community, you know, it was compulsory, you had to go to church. So I was going, my mum used to send us to church every Sunday we used to go to church, even though we used to be on the road. And I remember that night, I got down and I prayed that night. And I said to the Lord, "I haven't prayed to you in years. I've not prayed in years. You know, I can't remember the last time I prayed, but I'm praying that I don't want to live this life anymore. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder anymore. I don't want to be, you know, I mean, in these, you know, I could have died tonight because, you know, I was out. I could have died tonight." And I left it there, but I didn't even think I'd ever become a Christian. That wasn't in my mind. I just wanted to change. I just wanted to stop what I was doing. And I got a brother, I got brothers in Jamaica, all my family in Jamaica, my brothers in Jamaica, they're all gunmen. One of them got shot, he died in America. The other one, because I go to Jamaica regularly, he was in prison for 24 years, apparently for nothing. But he was a bad man. He was very, very bad. Police shot him up about 3 times. He got shot in the head, and he's not right now. So he's in a sort of kind of hospital in Jamaica. I go and see him every time I go out there and see him and take him stuff. But I've got one good brother that left Jamaica and went to America. He's a Christian, always been a Christian. And when I prayed, he's never been to England before, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we got a call that Donovan was coming over to England to see us. And when he came over, he stayed in my flat. And obviously he's going to be preaching and preaching and preaching. And 20 I had to go work like really, really late. Like he'd be up till 4 o'clock in the morning preaching Jesus, 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 Jesus. For about a month, you know what I mean? And then he goes to me, when he was leaving and going back to America, he goes, "You know, you've tried everything." I know it's a cliche, you know, once you've tried everything, now try Jesus. But that's what he said to me. He said, "Look, you've done everything, brother, and you're not happy. You understand what I'm saying? You've taken drugs, you've done this, you women, whatever you've done, and it's not worked, nothing to work. So why don't you give Jesus a try?" And that was the end of that year. It's like a New Year's resolution. And I decided, you know what? I used to love smoking weed, you know, and I bought a nice big drawer. And I said to myself, when that is finished, that's it, goodbye weed. You know what I mean? So for the 1st of January that month, I made sure that I was going to have enough of that month, and I smoked and smoked and smoked. And at the end of it, I was very, very sad. You know, like a lover left you. It felt like that. I was really, my heart was wrenching. But anyway, goodbye weed. And then I stopped smoking. And I stopped smoking at his side, and he said, "Look, don't go to any church." He said that, you know, God would lead you into a church. And then because of my other advice was I loved women, and he said that all of the women that you've been trying to get, and you didn't get them, they're all going to come knocking on your door and phoning you up and all the rest of it. And I said, "Oh yeah." And it happened. All these women that I was going to think that I was chasing before, all of a sudden, "Oh, Terry, you know, can I come to your house?" And I said, "No, man, I'm a Christian now." And you know what I mean? I can't be doing this. And I remember one night, this one girl, like, because I never had a regular girlfriend. I had girls, you know, I had a few girls, you know, that I phoned up and that. And I had one particular girl, and she heard, you know, that I was a Christian, because I crossed all the names out of my book and I ain't gonna phone them anymore. And she used to go to my friend's house, Sam. So I went up there the evening. I used to go there after work and, you know, talk to Sam, and I went there the evening and she was there. So I said to her, "You know that I'm a Christian, don't you? You know, I'm trying to be a Christian." And she goes, "Yeah, but can I come to your house?" So I said to her, "Yeah, but nothing's gonna happen, you know. I'm a Christian, nothing's gonna happen." So she goes, "All right, then nothing's gonna happen." And I said, "I'm serious, you know, nothing's gonna happen, you know. We're gonna talk and you're gonna go home? She goes, yeah, we're going to talk and go home. So anyway, I walked to her house, and as I was walking to my flat, I was praying, Lord, please give me the strength. So anyway, I got into my house. When I got into my house, I said, oh, would you like a cup of tea? And she said, yeah, I'd like a cup of tea. So I went into the kitchen, made us a cup of tea, came back into the bedroom. And when I got back into the bedroom, she was stark naked. And I said, oh, no. Right, so I went into I said, here's the tea. And then I went into the living room, and I got on my knees and I prayed and said, Lord, please give me the strength to resist this tonight, please. And then she's going, oh, are you going to come to bed? And I said, yeah, I'm going to come to bed. So anyway, I got into bed, and I'm telling her, she's going, oh, wait, I said, I told you I'm a Christian, please. And I lied on this side, and I tell you, for the whole night, I tell you, she was so upset with me. I mean, I never saw her after that. She was really upset with me. But I didn't touch her, thank God. And I said, thank God, give me the strength. But, you know what I mean? I changed, and I'm not going to say to anybody that this road as a Christian, I've been a Christian now going on like 20 years, I'm 43. And I'm not going to say to anybody that it's an easy road. I'm not going to tell anybody it's an easy road. But it's a good road. You know what I mean? And it's a good road. It's a hard road at times, but it's a good road. You know what I mean? And when Jesus said that I'll never leave you or never forsake you, it's a true thing. Sometimes if we sin and we fall, we find it difficult to pick ourselves up. But Jesus said, pick yourself up, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't want to give you up to the devil. Never. Some churches make it so easy that if you sin, after, Jesus gives you up, but he doesn't. You know what I mean? So I'm just urging anybody, as I said, I was a violent criminal. I used to do a lot of things, as I said before, and there's many more things that I could stand up here for at least an hour and tell you, but I didn't. But I got into so much things. My mind, that's why I understand a lot of thieves now. I understand these guys that are shooting each other on the road. I understand all of these boundaries when you got areas and you can't go. It doesn't affect us now, but when I was younger, I came to Brixton, and if I ever said, which I have, been held up in Brixton simply because I said I came from Hackney. I went to Streatham, the guys would send girls to you. I used to go to a club just down there, what's it called, Cat's Whiskers. And it used to be a good club. And what the guys used to say, never seen you before. And you should go in, and they used to send really pretty girls and said, yeah, go and find out where he comes from. So as I say to my friends, if they ask us where we come from Lewisham or somewhere that's near here, that they know, never you say we come from across the river, or we'd never leave that place. We would come out there, they'd stab us or whatever, you won't leave it. So I understand all this. A lot of people don't understand, and I understand it, and it's getting into the mind of these guys that's on the road and understanding, even though we might see just mindless violence and they get the killing, it's respect and they're killing. I was into that. Anybody came into Stoke Newington where I was, anybody that I never saw, I'd go up to them and say, hey brother, hey, how are you? I said, I don't know, where you come from? And they say, oh, well, come from Tottenham. I said, is it? So I said, what are you doing around here then? And I would rob them there and then, and threaten them. I said, if I see you around here again, I'm going to kill you, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I said, tax him on the street. You come into this area, you pay me tax. You see my face, you pay me tax. This area is not free. You pay tax, so you're going to die. Some of them never came back. But anybody, skinheads, anybody I saw, I mean, my people saw, anybody that was out of the ordinary came into our district, into where we lived, you're going to get robbed. You're in for a chop. So what I'm saying is that, we have to be patient. We have to keep praying for those that are working in that field. I'm out on the road with these young, these gangbangers. And for those that are in prison, I've always wanted to do prison work. I want to get more involved in prison work than what I'm doing in PON, because I believe that one prisoner, one offender, if he comes back out, one offender is like a crime wave unto himself. He would do, I used to know guys used to do 10 to 20 burglaries a day. And they use cabs, one guy, you won't believe when you see a crime in the area, sometimes it's two people doing that, so much crime. So it's a good thing for us to go into prisons, a good thing for us to try to convert these guys and put them on the straight and narrow. So, even Roger Green, I've met him, because in Brixton prison, and I know Chris from somewhere. I can't place the face, right? Is it Brixton? But I know him from somewhere. But it's a good work that they're doing, and they got the passion to do it. When I was in prison, I used to go to the chaplain. I was in Brixton prison myself, and I was in the block in Brixton prison, ended up in the block for bad behaviour. But and I think that it's a very, very good work that they're doing. And for those who want to get involved in prison work, it's a good, fulfilling ministry. As I said, I've been doing it. I'm going to do it for life. You know, I'm going to retire doing prison work. If I leave here, go to any other country. So, you know, as Akshay said at the leaflets on the back, so if anybody want to get involved, it'd be great to see him. In Jesus' name.